Yo, what's going on? Shalom. So, I had a brother ask me a question the other day or yesterday. He said, why do we celebrate the Sabbath day every 7 days instead of following the lunar calendar like we do for the feast days? And at face value, it definitely seems to make sense. So what I did was, and one of the things this is why I love debates is I like to go to debates and kind of hear both sides of the story and see what kind of conclusions they come with and why they believe what they believe. So what I found is that the reason why, to me, is what I analyzed from the debate, why it seems more consistent and legitimate that we celebrate the Sabbath day every 7 days is because we have two things. We have the example of God, where God says He worked for 6 days and rested on the Sabbath or on the seventh. And then when He tells us later on to follow the Sabbath day, He says in 6 days there shall be work, and on the seventh day a Sabbath. So the Sabbath day is not connected with the moon calendar like the feast days are. And and then when and again, and part of the problem with that is we won't, every now and then we're going to end up working 8 days or 7 days because of how that lunar calendar works. So the most consistent way to follow the Sabbath day, in my opinion, is to as far as what I got out of the teachers, is to do the 6 days and then a seventh day, so to have a fixed week, and that's how we can follow the Sabbath. And so as far as like the one guy, he wanted to point to the word. It says on the opposing side, he said that God said that the moon and the sun shall be for times and seasons. And the argument on the other side is that the word there used for times and seasons does not just refer to like the feast days, and it could just be a general time or a marker. You use them for marking time, period. So yes, we do use those to establish the feast days, especially because that's literally what the Bible says. But on the other hand, the Sabbath day isn't treated like that. Sabbath day is never said to be on a specific moon day, whereas the like the Passover is on the 14th day of the month of the first month in the springtime, which always ends up on a full moon. So essentially, the reason why we follow the Sabbath day every 7 days is because the Sabbath day is separate than the feast days. God never associates the Sabbath day with the actual moon date like He does the Passover. And then again, it's how He established the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is 6 days of work and 1 day of rest. And as God is our example, as He said, He worked 6 days and He rested on the seventh. So the Sabbath day is a 6-day work week and then 1 day of rest. And that's why we celebrate the Sabbath every 7 days. All right, guys. Shalom. Peace. Yes.